On this video, we're going to be going over the most powerful personal development tool on the planet.
Hey, Nick, it's me. It's you, the future you. Man, I'm so excited for you to get here. But I'm equally, if not more pumped, for you to embrace every moment until you do get here. It's cool to see how present and mindful you are. I'm excited for you to see who you've become, all the lives you've continued to have a massive impact on, and all that you've achieved. Yeah, the house, the cars, the travel, the experiences, the relationship, but most importantly, all the lives you've touched and will continue to touch, especially your own. I know things get challenging every once in a while. I know you want to quit from time to time. I know sometimes you get impatient. But all I can tell you is embrace it. Be grateful for it. It's so worth it. Life is beautiful, and you're going to look back at all those tough times that were the moments that made you into who you are in this very moment. And I love the man you are in this moment. Heck, I've loved the man you've always been. And I'm not the only one that knows this.
What the heck is this personal development tool? A vision video. What the heck is a vision video, you might be asking? Well, it's a great question. That's exactly what we'll be covering here on this particular video. In specifics, we're going to be covering what is a vision video, why is it so powerful, where did it all come from, how do we actually create them, and how do we actually utilize them to its best ability to get the most amazing results from it. We've had lots and lots of testimonials of people creating their videos and then going out there and creating a lot of magic in their life and their business.
So yeah, we're in Italy, and I hop on a call with this guy, and it ends up being an 8K a month client, and then another client, 5K, a 5K a month client.
We've had people that have doubled their business in practically 30 days.
After the video, I don't really know how it happened so quick, but we were able to get up to about 56,000 in about 30 days. So
We've had people that have just started their business, got their first client in the first day.
And you picked up your very first client right away.
I got my first client right away, online coaching.
We've had people that set the intention they want to go travel to the Amalfi Coast.
Travel to places like Spain, the Amalfi Coast.
And boom.
I'm now on Amalfi Coast, and that's something that I've been listening to every single day in my vision video. So
we could just go on and on and on about the stories and the testimonials and the case studies that's come from this.
You had clients funneling in quicker than you could handle.
Lost 4% body fat. I gained 6 pounds of muscle.
You did move to Dallas with Mary, and you definitely got that penthouse at the Christopher, and yes, you got that green couch that fits perfectly in there.
That I was very, very vivid and specific about that I wanted to manifest in my life. One of them is to move to Dallas and have a Dallas penthouse and a green couch in my living room. As you can see, I'm sitting on the green couch, and behind me is the Dallas skyline. So needless to say that it worked.
You were hitting $15,000 to $20,000 months.
But I want to kind of explain where exactly this came from, because it's a unique story and it's an interesting story. My name is Nico Arapklis, and I used to be a college baseball player. I had aspirations to go play at the Division I level. I was at a junior college, and my mom had given me a copy of the book The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. I had a big goal to go play at the Division I level. That had been my dream ever since I was a little guy, little kid. It wasn't looking so good. It really wasn't. It was my sophomore year. I was actually benched for the first 4 games. I wasn't able to go on the first travel trip. And I wasn't even sure if I was going to actually play that season. And so I decided at that point, is I basically had, a few months, the whole rest of the season, to really turn it on and figure out a way to sign a Division I scholarship. I kind of came back to the book. I kind of came back to some of the other trainings that I'd gone through about the subconscious mind, how powerful the mind is, how you can utilize visualization, how you can utilize some different mental processes to really elevate your mindset and elevate your performance. So I put everything I possibly could into this, and it turns out what I went through in that process later come to develop into this tool called a vision video, which again, I'll be explaining a little bit further here in a second. But I implemented this stuff, and I went from being benched the first 4 games just playing absolute lights out. I would visualize and see these different things before I went to bed, right after I'd wake up, specifically hitting walk-off home runs. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, it was off the 7 of the scoreboard in the last inning on the very first pitch. Like, I got very granular and very specific. And there was this one particular game that it happened exactly the way I planned it out. Something just clicked in me that day. A seed was definitely planted. I didn't realize exactly what happened, but I knew it was far bigger than baseball in some capacity. Like, I knew deep down in my heart, even though I couldn't really explain it at the time. And as I'm rounding third base, the photographer was there that day, and they snapped that shot of me rounding third, and it just really imprinted in my mind of how powerful this experience really was. Later, I got a call from a coach at a Division I school, literally just offered me a scholarship off rip, and then went there the next year. And then I finished my baseball career, and then I moved back in with my parents. And I wanted to really start building an online business. I really wanted to have that freedom to not work for someone else. What happened is I struggled for a while. I really did. I was sleeping on a futon in my mom's office. I was Uber driving on the side while I was trying to build this business. But then I came back and I started applying a lot of this stuff, and lo and behold, things started taking off. I had my first 10K month. I had my first 20K month. I even had, this is still kind of crazy to me, and it wasn't all just in one day's work, but I got paid $25,000 in a single day. This one still really blows my mind, and it was definitely my best day by very far. But it just helped me understand again how we can apply this to anything and everything. I went and traveled to Europe, went and checked out the motherland, Greece. And then I got back and I really started kind of reflecting of like, what do I want to do? I want to do something a little bit more, something I'm passionate about. And I ended up starting an agency, and I started applying this stuff deeply to my agency. And then I started signing like big clients. All of a sudden, like I really picked up some momentum. I was going really well for a while, and then I got an opportunity to work with a very prominent advertising agency that was based out of the UK. And I was working remotely for them, and we got to work with some incredible clients. I actually got an opportunity to meet Russell Brunson, who owns ClickFunnels, which I believe is a $150 million company now. We signed them as a client, so we got to work with them. We were managing over $1 million a month in ad spend with them, and it was crazy. Just all these wild things just kept happening in my life, and I always kind of turned back to, it was like these vision processes. And back in the day, I was using these processes that were like, it was more so like a booklet, and it was great. I would wake up in the morning, I would read that booklet every day, I would speak it out, and it really lit me up. And there were some things that I noticed in these vision processes is like, it would work sometimes, and it would work really well for my baseball career. It worked well specifically for some business stuff. But there's also things that I attempted to do, and it just didn't really work. And so I kind of reverse engineered it and asked myself, what's missing here? Because this process obviously works. It worked for baseball, it worked for business and some different things, but it's not bulletproof. I wanted to find a way on how to make this like as efficient as possible. And I looked at what was really going on. And after, years and years of being in personal development, spending well over 6 figures into this type of education, I realized there's basically 2 really, really big things with manifesting or just creating your dream life. And that is, 1, being very intentional and speaking out those intentions, getting those intentions out into the world. And then 2, feeling really good. And so what happens with those 2 things is that if you are intentional and you put that stuff out, you speak it out into existence, as well as feeling good, and you truly, like, when you think about it, it excites you and you're jazzed about it. What that does is that it tips over the belief scale, as I like to call it, because at all times we're kind of operating from, there's the belief side and then there's the doubt side. And if we're more on the doubt side, then that's when things can take a long time to come in. And when this stuff doesn't really work that well. But when you tip over to the belief side, that's when everything comes flowing in. And I realized the thing that was missing in all these processes when it wasn't working was the feeling. Because in baseball, I had the feeling. I was so jazzed about baseball. It was my everything. And then business, certain areas, I was really excited about it. But there was other things that I didn't get that excited about, and I didn't feel it. And I had much more of the doubt rather than tipping over to the belief side of things. So what I realized, the missing piece was the feeling. And that's when Vision Videos was born. I was actually in a cabin on a weekend with some friends, and it came clear as day. I got home, I put my stuff together, put it all together, and I watched it. I finally watched it after I got out of like work editor mode, and I just sat there, and it just like melted me. I felt it fully. It was my vision, and I'll explain exactly what was in all the components within the Vision video, but I was just so surged up, and I even get chills thinking about those first very moments of actually putting my first Vision video together. And so I knew something was different about this. I knew that this could be life-changing, and I didn't realize how quickly things could happen. So I was still working with that agency, and because of the fact that we signed a big whale client, we practically at the same time, and then a week later my income literally tripled from when I started the vision video. And I was like, oh my gosh, wow, like that just flipped over the belief so much more. And then from there I was like, all right, I got to get this out into the world. I had the belief, like it was strong, I had the momentum, and I said, I gotta launch this. I finally had the belief that I could launch a personal development program, something that's always been very near and dear to my heart because of how much it's helped me. So I launched it, and we got 10 clients right away, and then we signed dozens and dozens from that point on, and that's kind of the story behind it all. The reason I share that story is because it kind of helps you understand where it comes from and why I'm so passionate about this, but also how well it works and how the reasons on why it works. And again, I come back to the feeling as well as putting those intentions out there. Those are two of the biggest things. It's not the only things. And there's actually another interesting little thing that we'll probably do a part 2 on this process. So again, if you're not subscribed to this YouTube channel, make sure and do so now. But what I want to do now is start getting into exactly what is the Vision video and what's the components of it and why does it work so well. It's like a vision board, but on steroids. And it's captivating, it's motivating, it's inspiring, it's emotionalized. It's your highest self coming back to you and sharing a story with you, telling you about how amazing you are and where exactly you're going and who, most importantly, you are becoming.
Started believing in yourself fully. Your confidence continued to increase daily. You built momentum through small daily actions, even when it seemed insignificant at the time, yet had lasting change.
Throughout this video, we'll probably throw in a few different little clips to give you some examples. But there are some examples on the YouTube channel. We do some breakdowns. We'll continue to do some breakdowns of different people's vision videos, and so that you can really see the power of it. Because once people see actually these vision videos, that's when things change. It's like I can explain it till I'm blue in the face, but just seeing these will help you understand why they're so powerful. But let's get into the 5 components of a vision video so you can understand why they are so powerful. We always start the videos out with intentionality, gratitude, and some breath work. The reason that we do those 3 things is because we want to set the intention, and we want to elevate the emotions, and we want to calm the nervous system. So that's exactly what the breath work does. That's what intention setting does. That's what the gratitude does. And when we speak things out, they're so much more powerful. So we always started like that. And just like a commonality that we'll continue to talk about, it's the energy as well as the intentionality. Okay, so that's the first part, is setting the intentions and starting to raise the energy. The self-esteem is a really big one, because here is the thing, just like what I talked about throughout my story a little bit, there was parts when I would go through these vision processes and they wouldn't work very well. And the reason was because I wasn't feeling it. When I wouldn't feel it, when I wouldn't get jazzed up, like when I would see myself hitting a home run off the 7 of the scoreboard, it wasn't the same. I couldn't feel it like I could with baseball, with business. But when I could feel stuff, that's when everything skyrocketed. So I asked myself, like, how do I actually get myself to feel, and how do I feel good? Then I can start thinking about what I want, because here is one of the most detrimental things that could possibly happen with these type of visualizations and vision processes is that if you're not feeling good, if your energy is not elevated, and then you start thinking and visualizing on the things that you want, it actually can be extremely detrimental because of the fact that you're actually focusing on not having those things that you want. And that pushes your goals and your dreams out further and further and further. So it's one of the most important things to feel good. And so what we notice is that a lot of us don't build up ourselves enough. We don't speak highly about ourselves. We kind of beat ourselves up. And so what I noticed after interviewing, dozens and dozens of millionaires, everyone's hard on themselves. So how could I build something? How could I create something within the vision video that actually treats us like our best friend? And so what we go through is a process where we build ourselves up. We talk about the challenges that we've overcome.
Just like if I told you when you were broke and sleeping on a futon in your mom's office, that you would eventually build up your business, move to Arizona, and travel the world to places like Ibiza, the Greek islands, and Bora Bora.
Talking about all the wins and the successes that you've had in your life.
Nick, you're tough, and you're absolutely amazing. I want you to really take a second to reflect on everything you've done, and more importantly, who you've become over the past few years. You wanted to sign a Division I collegiate baseball scholarship. You did it. You wanted to build an online business and make at least $10,000 in a month. Your best was $25K. You wanted to venture out to a different part of the country to live and build a great social circle with incredible human beings. You did that in spades. You wanted to travel the world. Done.
Build up your self-esteem in that way and share a lot of gratitude and speak a lot of gratitude to yourself. On top of that, we also get voice notes from your friends and your family to speak gratitude to you. And based on neuroscience, that's actually the best gratitude practice there is.
You're an incredible human.
There's 0% chance that you don't continue to win bigger and bigger and bigger as you continue to turn the pages.
Thank you for being so committed to growth, inspiring me.
You've been so committed to your growth.
Dude, anything that you want to take to the moon will go there.
I believe in you. I'm grateful for you. Love you so much.
I love you, man.
And I'm so excited to watch it because the better that Nick gets, the more people get help. The more people get touched. Literally, the more you grow, the more everyone grows. You're the tide that raises all the ships.
So now we've systematically raised our energy after setting the intentions, after doing a little bit of breath work. We raised our energy with some good self-esteem exercises, some great gratitude practices that are backed by science. Now we can start getting into more of who we're becoming and where we're going. A lot of people will make a vision board and they'll just put everything that they want on that vision board and just think that their magical dream life is coming. And that's not real. That's not reality. These vision videos work incredibly well and they've served myself and my clients extremely well. But that doesn't mean that it eliminates the challenges of life, right? And so the third part is we remind yourselves of who you're becoming, your way of being, how you're showing up in the world, the type of energy that you're bringing, how you speak to people, how you communicate, how you operate throughout the day, and how you actually handle adversity. When things come up, we start planning on how we're going to show up when those inevitable challenges start arising. And so
you're one of the best communicators of your time. You're sharp as a tack and enthusiastic as hell. Project your voice, have great vocal tonality, gesticulations, body language, and eye contact. You're constantly attracting an abundance of wealth into your life. Abundance is your natural state of being. Your energy is always on point, and in the rare cases that it's not, you know how to quickly build it back.
So when we get very clear on the type of person that we are constantly becoming and constantly showing up as, that is exactly who you show up as. Starting to project the things that are coming into your life, the things that you want to attract in, the things that you want to pull and create. Specifically, your short-term goals, roughly around the 90 days to a year, right around that's kind of the mark that we hit.
Clients started flowing in for personal development. You actually had to reorganize because you couldn't handle the amount of influx. And not just any clients, dream clients. Some of the most well-respected and highly sought-after people in the world were begging you to take their money.
And then more so the longer picture vision, the 2 years, the 3+ years, the 5 years, the 10 years even.
Trips up to Sedona to disconnect, and quarterly trips with your best friends and family to some of the most beautiful places in the world. You started getting featured on other podcasts like Lewis Howes, Mike, Aubrey Marcus, Ed Milet.
And the last part is committing to yourself and committing to your way of being to show up in that world. Again, the more clear that we are with who we are becoming, then other things will just naturally start attracting in.
Handle life in stride and have this incredible ability to always choose the meaning of what life presents you with. You never let anything take you down. You have this crazy ability to simply let go of things that are not serving you. I love how you're the most engaged but least attached. I love how you choose to bring great energy to every moment. It's so obvious how grateful you are for every single breath of your life.
Just from the baseball story, I started seeing myself as a Division I baseball player. I saw myself as that and the person that I was. And then because of that, that's how I started playing really well. And that's how I started getting all this attention from different coaches and whatnot. So we start out with some gratitude exercises, just like what we were talking about, some of the best gratitude practice based on neuroscience. We implement that into the process of the creation. So there's the creation side of the video and how we actually create it, and that is the first starting point. And the cool part is you don't actually have to go out there and get those voice messages from people. We have a really slick process on how to collect those very seamlessly. We prep you, and then we also interview you, and we ask these specifically designed questions that are there to elicit absolute clarity and then help you make empowered decisions on truly what you desire and who you're becoming and what you want on the short term, on the long term, the way you are as a human being. They're specifically designed, and it's really interesting because we've had several clients that kind of came in and they were just like, I don't really know what I want. I'm not sure. And we took them through this interview process. And like by the end of the interview, they're just like, I want this and I want this and I want this. And I got this, this. And they're just dialed in. And it's really, really cool to see people have that transformation.
Are things that like I kind of knew, but weren't super like clear on. So it was nice to not only like remind myself of like all the awesome things I do and all like the, I don't know, just the things I do in my life and all the things I love about my life and all the goals that I have, but things that I like easily forget. So it was really cool to like go through that process and rehash some of that stuff and also learn like new things about myself that I discovered. So it was a really great process to where I didn't really expect me to like learn that much about myself like along the way.
So after we finish the interview process, we hand off all those questions and those answers, those empowered decisions that you made and the clarity that you brought. We hand that off to one of our specialized script writers that takes your answers and meticulously crafts a perfect script for your vision video. And it's all custom to you. It's your story. And that's really the cool part, is that we put this into a story format so you're more likely to actually be put into a trance, and then things are going to slip down deeper into your subconscious, which we'll explain here in just a second. Once we finish up the script, then we take you to the next process, which is actually getting you to record your vision audio, right? Your vision video audio of the script. And so we really implore you to do that, because speaking this out into existence is one of the most powerful things that you possibly can do. And we've even had some clients that have just literally spoken out their script, and even before they get their video back, they're already creating all these amazing things in their life and their business, like literally generating like random clients out of nowhere, adding an additional 6 figures a year into their business, specifically just from speaking out their script, right? So we coach you through that process and help you bring massive conviction to speaking your script out diligently, so that you can really send that out into the ether, so that it can just come right back to you. And once you finish your script, or you choose to have us actually record the script for you, because we have some specific AI alternatives if you do not really want to speak your script out into existence. We've had some clients that have done both different ways, and they're both really powerful. So once we get the script audio back, then that's when we go into the lab. We have our team meticulously craft your vision video, and we use a combination of a lot of different types of footage out there so that it can really emulate exactly what you spoke in that script and bring it to life and bring the imagery with it. So once your vision video is actually created and crafted, what happens next, and how do we utilize it to make it the most efficient and the most effective, so that you can go out there and create that life that you truly desire with it? Like I said, part number 1 is it's all about just the creation process. The creation process alone can bring massive advantages into your life. It can bring out just incredible work just from that alone. Like, we literally could stop there and it would be 10 times more powerful than anything out there in the marketplace right now. So point number 2 is where we actually reveal the video to you for the very first time. This is a very special process on how we deliver it to the client, and it's not uncommon. I would say 90% of people are either full blown out in tears or just like very emotional, very captivated.
That was literally the most incredible thing I've ever seen or experienced. Oh my God, man. I can't even I couldn't ever fathom that existing, and just knowing I get to watch that every day.
I love it! It's so good!
Unreal, bro. I feel like I literally just got done running a race or something.
I feel so open and charged up and just inspired and really just ready to step into my highest self even more.
That was the most exciting roller coaster.
I don't know, kind of speechless. I feel so connected to it. That was fucking perfect.
Thoughts that limit us from being our highest selves, they can take over, but with something like this, it's just constantly positivity, remember who you are, debunking limiting beliefs. It's just it completely washes all of that out, so that there's nothing but me believing in myself and seeing the future and visualizing that. It's amazing, because visualizing and connecting with the feeling is how you manifest, right? But when it's just done for you on a video, it's just easy, it's fun, and I'm so excited about it, and I feel fully worthy and deserving of everything in that video.
They've just never seen anything like it, because it's your highest self coming back to you and sharing with you this story and telling you how amazing you are. You have your friends and your family speaking life over you, speaking gratitude over you. Then it goes into your way of being and who you're becoming, and the short-term goals and the long-term vision, and then it gets you to commit to yourself. And it's an interactive process. It's not just you listen to it, but you actually interact with the video as well. And so that's such a really cool process on the first time we deliver it. And you'll be absolutely charged up for probably about the next 30, 60, 90 days. We also have some ways that we help you stay consistent with the practice of listening to it. So we definitely recommend that you watch it once a day, or at least 5 times a week. But the other thing that we absolutely love to do, and we coach you through this process, is we want you to actually just listen to it as soon as you wake up and right before you go to bed. And the reason is because our subconscious is the most receptive in those states. So that's the time when we actually can slip in a lot of different things and into our subconscious, and that's what's going to make it a lot more powerful. So the more that you listen to it, the more it seeps in. And again, it comes back to the more you seep in, the more the doubt, you lose the doubt, and then the belief goes up significantly, and you tip the scales in your favor to believe that everything that you put out there is actually coming true. We have really the art of surrender. Now, what can happen, I was the ultimate guinea pig on this process, and sometimes I would get attached to some of the results, and that was a reason that it wouldn't really work. But we have a very specific process of surrender and just letting go and trusting and knowing that all this stuff is coming in due time. It was really kind of a challenge for me in the beginning, but the fact that I went through this challenge allowed me to now coach the people that have gone through this process a lot more, and we can help them really take their goals off a pedestal and knowing that they're all just on the same frequency. And when they raise their vibration with the vision video and the vision audios on a consistent daily basis, that's when things really start drawing in. So those are kind of like the 4 steps of utilizing it, but the more consistent you are with that process, the more it works. So at this point, you may or may not be like, wow, that is a great idea. And even more so, you're like, how do I actually become a part of this? And how do I get my own vision video? Well, as you can probably clearly see, that this process is very intricate. It's very intimate, and we only work with specific people that are absolutely dedicated to their personal growth. So we actually turn away a good amount of people, but we also love working with the right people. And so if you feel like you are the right person, you are committed to your personal growth, your personal development, you want to really go out there and utilize a tool that is just backed by decades of science and has been used by dozens and dozens of people to have incredible results inside of their life and their business, and you think you might be a fit for this program, then what I encourage you to do is go ahead down below in the link in the description. There's a link in the description that'll take you over to a place where you can book a call with myself or one of my team members, and we can kind of figure out if you might be a fit for this program. Again, it's an intimate process. We have a whole program around it, and it's the best personal development program that I've ever seen. Like I said, I've gone through hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of programs out there, and I've taken my culmination from all that, simplified it down, and helped you really understand that this is a system for personal development, and the vision video is a piece of this. It doesn't even begin to explain how powerful this program is. This is just like kind of the culmination and the very attractive part of this program. But it goes light years beyond that. We help you remove subconscious blocks. We help you remove energetic blocks. And that can be something that can really hold people back. So we go through all of that. So we help you really develop a plan. We help you really systematically get to your goals, get to your vision, get to your dreams. And I can't speak higher of it. I know it's my program, but man, the things that we've done, we've really systematized personal growth, and it's something that I'm extremely passionate about and proud of, and pumped for the clients that have come through already, and we're just getting started on this process. We've literally helped dozens and dozens of people at this point, and soon to be hundreds of thousands of people. So if you would like to be one of those people, you think this might be a good fit for you, again, go ahead and schedule a call down below. But really appreciate you watching this video. I know this was probably a little bit longer of a video, but made sense that we wanted to actually explain this whole process, because it is a very intricate process and something that works incredibly well for the people that are committed to it. So regardless, I hope you enjoyed this video and just started opening up your mind to what's possible out there. So thanks for watching. Make sure and subscribe to the channel. We'll be coming out with another part, and we'll kind of go through some more intangibles on some little kind of secret hidden things within the vision video that just kind of layers on top of this. And obviously this video is already long enough, but we definitely will make a part 2. So again, make sure and subscribe. Make sure and check out some of the case studies and the walkthroughs of people's different people's vision videos, you can check that over here. Click that little button in the right corner, or their links will be down in the description, or you can just kind of start scrolling through and binging through our YouTube channel. But thank you. Appreciate you for watching this video. Stay golden, keep growing tree. Talk soon.